Hey, I'm Emily.
I'm Ian,
And I'm Drei.
and today we're going to be talking to you guys about the endangered species Macaca nigra.
We believe that we found a solution to keep our primate from going extinct.
But first, here's a little bit of background information about them and how you can identify them.
The Macaca nigra, which are found mostly in the rainforests on islands in Southeast Asia, belong to the Cercopithecus superfamily and are a part of the Haplorhini suborder. They are often confused with apes because of their tail stubs, but they are actually monkeys. They have large black faces and bodies, a prognathic crania, and prominent kidney-shaped ischial callosities, which, when looking at them, look like a bright pink nubbin-like tail. They are diurnal and sexually dimorphic, where in this case, the males are larger than the females. Males typically weigh around 9.9 kilograms, whereas females usually weigh about 5.5 kilograms. Infant care mainly comes from the maternal side. They have an average lifespan of 18 years, and they are an endothermic species. Why exactly should we want to conserve this species, and what value does it have beyond itself? One of the most important things about the Macaca nigra is that they are seed dispersers. Because they are frugivores, the seeds from the fruit that they eat get passed through them, and then those seeds are redispersed in nature, and then the fruits can grow in new places. Another thing, it helps provide food resources for birds, particularly the hair-crested drongos and yellow-billed melcoa. The insects that live in the macaque's hair are excellent snacks for the birds. Finally, they are the only non-human primate model for type 2 diabetes mellitus, which is extremely useful for scientific research on this disease.
What are the major challenges the Macaca nigra face in terms of conservation? Deforestation is one of them. It destroys their habitats and their food sources. More dense human populations in Sulawesi equals more destruction. Another problem is fragmentation, which is the process of breaking up blocks of forest into smaller areas by cutting roads, creating human settlements, and otherwise destroying a large enough tract of forest to permanently separate it from one solidified area. The lower quantity and quality of food resources found in lodged forests correlated with lower primate densities compared to primary forest. Poachers, illegal logging, and human activity affect the growth of the macaque's habitat. Climate change has also played a significant role in the loss of the crested black macaques. Widespread drought, followed by El Nino, the largest wildfire disaster, that burned tons of acres in Southeast Asia. Tropical forests that are logged at high risk for wildfires, killing forest-dwelling animals, including the macaques. The best explanation for the continued decline of the Macaca nigra population is hunting. If the conservation measures aren't implemented immediately, there will be no more of the macaques. What has already been tried or is already being tried to conserve the Macaca nigras? As of right now, what is becoming a significant and positive contribution to biodiversity. Conservation in an area of high endemism where they are able to be around other animals and plants. Also, an attempt at decreasing logging activity in primary forests is necessary and would decrease the chance of fire affecting the forests. Indonesian laws protect the endangered macaques and have an extensive legal system in place, but laws are not particularly enforced. Only fines are given for illegal hunting.
What are the failings of current conservation plans for your species? They are trying to protect them by outlawing hunting, and they don't have enough backing by the government or funds. Also trying to teach the locals about them and what they are doing to these animals, but they are continuously killing them and eating them and hunting them. Ecotourism is an option for conserving them, but the government isn't allowing that for unknown reasons. They are also trying to save them by moving to proper sanctuaries, but at the same time, local conservationists cannot get to them all.
So, what do we propose as a conservation plan for our species? First, we need more regulation on deforestation and emphasize sustainable alternatives, such as selective logging. This would enforce the local timber trade because locals are more aware of the endangered species problem, whereas global trade companies are uninformed and don't care. In addition, we would work with local government to enforce stricter laws on hunting and consuming the species and give jail time instead of fines for hunting.
If there were stricter consequences for hunters, they would stop knowing that they would be incarcerated. Weak enforcement for the species can be as detrimental as the direct threats to their survival. More educational programs on the Macaca Nigras that emphasize the protection and dangers of deforestation.
Create a sanctuary. Make safe environments for tourists to come and see them and feed them, etc. They tend to get scared of tourist groups of more than 5 people, so they would need trained tour guides to help them regulate crowds. They would create jobs for local people, which could help the local economy, and tourism brings money, which can help fund previous solutions to saving the endangered species. It brings awareness to the issue, so hopefully more people will want to help. First, we must work with government officials to get ecotourism legal. And creating a sanctuary brings in tourism, which can have a negative and positive impact. But exposure from tourism brings awareness and feelings towards the species, which could possibly bring more money and help the environment be more regulated. An example of how this has been successful in the past is the monkey forest in Ubud, Bali. The Sacred Monkey Forest Sanctuary can be described as an international tourist destination to create peace and harmony to the visitors. It can be known as the heart of the city, the conservation of rare plants and plants for ritual purposes, as a natural laboratory for educational institutions as well. Monkey Forest brings in thousands of tourists each year, which accumulates a large profit that can be used towards anti-deforestation efforts, amongst other efforts as well to stop what they're doing in Bali. Something along the likes of this brought to Tankoko can help the monkeys live longer and prosper.
Every creature, big and small, was created on this earth for a purpose. No species deserves to go extinct because of the selfish efforts of humans.
The Macaca Nigras are an important part of our ecosystem, just like every other living thing. Researching this animal has not only given us better understanding of our primates,
but it has also shown us the devastating effects that things such as deforestation and poaching have on the environment and the creatures in it. So don't take our animals for granted.